Good evening or good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to all the friends, family, and loved ones of Cohort 7. Sorry, I just looked at them all and they all look so pretty, it got me. I don't know why that got me. We always tease because when the students are in class, they're wearing scrubs or their hair's in a ponytail or they're in their work mode. So to see everybody looking like this is kind of overwhelming. Okay, so welcome everybody to the faculty and the administration of this class of 2025 to the White Coat Ceremony. My name is Dr. Linda Spencer. I'm a professor and program director, and I'm verklempt. Let me just get it going here. So this is a momentous occasion for everybody, this White Coat Ceremony. Today we gather to celebrate this significant milestone that you all have achieved, and to acknowledge that you have dedicated yourselves, your lives, basically, to the individuals and to serving individuals with communication disorders. This ceremony marks not only the transition from classroom learning to clinical practice under our guidance and our watchful eyes, but also Thank you. This ceremony marks not only the transition from classroom learning to clinical practice, but also the embodiment of the values and responsibilities of wearing the white coat. Our students have demonstrated uncommon perseverance, intellectual curiosity, and compassion throughout their academic journey. They have engaged in rigorous coursework. They've participated in our on-campus clinic with direct supervision, and that's a lot of direct supervision. And today they put on their white coats and they will be embracing a new role as healthcare professionals and committing to lifelong learning and advocacy for their patients. Before we begin the ceremony, I want to acknowledge the presence of our faculty who are sitting right over in the second row here, and our staff. I also want to express gratitude to those who organized the event, Steve Rich and Bailey Nelson. And we have a special guest here, Dr. Cameron Martin, University President and Chief Executive Officer, and I'm going to introduce him. President Cameron K. Martin became the second president of Rocky Mountain University of Health Professions in January of 2023. Before becoming president, he worked as Vice President of Operations and Chief of Staff for the Office of the President of RMU. Prior to that, he was the Vice President of University Relations at Utah Valley University. He oversaw and assisted with the public-facing university efforts. He also worked for the Utah System of Higher Education as an Associate Commissioner for Economic Development and Planning, and President Martin earned his bachelor's, master's, and bachelor's degree in political science, a master's degree in public administration, and a PhD in educational leadership, all from Brigham Young University. He and his wife Julie have 3 daughters. Please join me in welcoming President Cameron K. Martin.
Thank you, and thank you for that clapping. Although I haven't said anything yet, so you may not want to. You have to maybe rescind that clap, but thank you very much. It's an honor to be here with you. This is a milestone in your educational and professional career path, and it's one to celebrate well and with your family and your friends, your cohort members. I've done a little sleuthing on Cohort 7 and to understand a little bit about your dynamics. I understand that you tend to be a quiet group and have a good sense of humor, right? So those are good things. If that is in fact the case, your body language says, are we quiet? Are we really that quiet? Let me just encourage you to some things as you venture forward here on this externship experience of what you're going to be having over the course of this next year. You have been well trained. This white coat and the logo that it holds is a symbol of that training. So I know you won't necessarily wear it in the clinical environment, but as you see it and as you refer to it, remember the training that you received. Our faculty are second to none. You've been well trained. You've been starting to see patients in real time since the first month that you were here with us in Rocky Mountain University. So trust in that training. Trust that you've been well prepared, that you've earned this opportunity, and go forward with great enthusiasm. And by the way, if you find yourself in a situation like you're not sure about, then be quiet, right? Be still, listen, and understand. Ask more questions to understand what's going on. Am I saying something? Call them as well. You have a phone a friend. Their phone numbers are 555-55555. No. But call them to learn from them. Take advantage of the opportunity of of something you don't know. And don't be scared about it, right? The more I learn, especially my academic experience, is not to be scared of what I don't know, but to embrace it, to have that growth mindset, to say, okay, what is this? I think your patients and their family members will appreciate that, because you're not going to just act for the sake of acting. In fact, my wife has some pretty serious medical conditions that we're having to deal with. And one of her doctors, who actually is from South Africa, said here in the United States, we tend to want to always act, always do something to solve the problem, when sometimes just being still and giving it time may be the best step forward. So don't be shy of those opportunities to listen, to understand what it is that your patients are telling you, the family's telling you, and to be bold in making your recommendation. So speak up, speak out, and be a listening ear to understand what is being said and communicated in other ways. I'm so excited for you. You're going to be, this is an adventure that you really don't know what you're going to necessarily see from experience to experience. I understand you have 3 experiences over the course of this next year. And that'll be wonderful, because you'll learn something from each one of those ventures. So we wish you well. Trust in the training that you have, and represent Rocky Mountain University as best you can, as I know you will. And as you engage with other people, refer them on, saying, you want to be the best speech-language pathologist? I know where you need to go. And refer them. Phone your faculty and connect them, so that there's an opportunity for others to reap from the great experience that we provide you here at RMU. Now, there's one final thing I think we need to do, and maybe somebody else will do it later, but we're going to do it, and if we do it again, so be it. There are loved ones in your life who have done a lot of great things, who particularly supported you in this journey. Will you please, students, thank them, your family and friends? Take a moment, stand up, look them in the eyes, and thank them. Now. Okay. You got them? You see where they're at? There's a few waving their hands. I'm over here. I'm over here. Over here. I failed to acknowledge that you are a cohort that set a high water mark. I understand that you have the best CNOME. Is there a way you say that faster than just saying that? Just that. I was thinking CNOME, or I don't know. But you have the best score in the exam of any cohort of ours. That's outstanding. Give yourself a round of applause. Congratulations. I understand that took a lot of candy in your studying, right? So I guess my other piece of advice is brush your teeth. But you know now that you're in the sights of the next cohorts. We're going to beat you. You set that high water mark. Congratulations. So there's one other thank you that we need to do, and then I'll step away. This is Dr. Linda Spencer's final white coat ceremony with us here at Rocky Mountain University. Dr. Spencer is a person who's given her whole heart and soul to this venture, to you, the students. If there's a common denominator in whatever she says, it's what's best interest of the student and what they need, that she and her faculty need to provide you the best experience in your educational journey. So if you haven't already, please take a moment today, personally, one-on-one, to look her in the eyes and say thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, will you collectively join me in thanking her for her legacy and outstanding efforts to start this program? Dr. Spencer. If you weren't verklempt before, you are now, right? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to you and best of luck. Trust in your training. And we'll look forward to seeing you on the backside as you walk through the commencement experience. Thank you.
Lord. Okay. Thanks, everybody. As we go through the evening, I'm going to introduce our faculty members. So for you friends and you loved ones, you might have heard some of the names. hopefully in a positive way. So I'll introduce some people as we go so you can kind of hook the name with the face. And I'm going to start, but I forgot. We have one other dignitary here. We have Daisy Rosario Cantrell. Is that right? Oh, okay. And she is our chief of staff, and she's the president's right-hand person. So Daisy, thank you for being here tonight. The first person I'm going to introduce is Wendy Chase. She is our current Director of Clinical Education, and she is the incoming Program Director. Wendy is the engine, I think everybody would agree. She's the engine that drives our department. She's the heart and the lungs as well. Her teaching style is rigorous, it's kind, and it's demanding. Wendy brings so much knowledge and experience to our department. Some of her areas of specialty include gender-affirming voice care, medical speech-language pathology, trach and vent care, but she could pretty much serve anybody that walks through our clinic door in any of the big 9 areas. And so, Wendy, could you just stand up real briefly? Thank you. Next, we have Dr. Sectum, who is our Kansas boy. He teaches neuroanatomy, voice, swallowing, and motor speech. He runs an optional boot camp for endoscopy training, and each year almost everybody signs up for this boot camp, even though it's optional. Dr. Sectum. And one more, I'm going to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Priscilla Danielson, who is the student's perennial choice to speak at this white coat ceremony. That students vote, and her name is more than once frequented as the speaker. Dr. Danielson came to our program. It was a dark and stormy night in the middle of COVID in 2020. Her work has been transformational for our program. She teaches our courses on language development, speech production development in her specialty areas, and in her specialty areas of augmentative and alternative communication. She has built this AAC teaching program up to be one of the most comprehensive and informative strands for AAC teaching in this country, and we are so fortunate to have her. She is also leaving, and so this is a little bit of a bittersweet address. So I would like you all to welcome Dr. Danielson and listen to her words of wisdom.
I come with props, as always, and I'm taking off the white coat because you know it's all about the outfit. The white coat gets in the way. I'd love to say it's all about you, but you know it's not. Okay? Just so you know. Thank you for letting me speak to you one more time. This is my last time. I will cry. Because I think you're all amazing. And in this 3rd semester, I've had quite a few students with some very, very difficult clients who have challenged them and me. And every week, I feel proud that they are clinicians. They are doing amazing jobs with challenging clients and challenging themselves. And it makes my heart warm to know that this is where you are. You are all outstanding. My favorite line for this year has come from Kaylee Holt, who was sitting in the pool with one of our students one of our campers at AAC camp, and I came up behind her and said, "Kaylee, do you need any help?" And her response was, "I am fine." Okay. Maybe she was stressed, or maybe she doesn't like me, but I will never forget that moment. She is fine, everybody. Okay, congratulations, and thank you, Dr. Martin and Wendy and Dr. Spencer. And I'm blocking on your name. Somebody help me, you all do it all the time. Daisy. Okay. This is a celebration for you, and it is about you. You are all amazing humans. One of the things is you are in graduate school. That's an amazing accomplishment in and of itself. And you have committed time and money and distance to be here, and that is a wonderful thing. My coming to RMU was the best work decision I have ever made, and it turned out to be one of the best personal decisions. I did it with the help of my spouse and my children because the rest of my family were total idiots about it. They were unkind and not very nice, and they're not very flexible in their life. But my children and my husband gave me this gift, and I loved it. Working here has been the best work experience of my life. I work with people who raise me up. I can never speak to children like Kristen and Elby. Sometimes Kristen overwhelms me with her generosity of spirit. I feel like I need to step back and I need to just watch. Elby is quick-witted, and she keeps clients and clinicians moving. Phil, he's just smarter than me, and sometimes that irritates me, but I try to hide it by being nice to him. And these two women raise me up every day and believe in me, and that is what I hope is in store for you with your colleagues. We all make decisions, and you made a decision to come here, and I will never forget you, ever. I remember Kristen not being able to participate in AAC camp because it's difficult for her to stand and sit down, so she just wheeled around in a rolly chair, and all of a sudden I heard this gentle voice talking to a kiddo, and the kiddo was responding, and she just did not let something get in her way. And I won't forget that. I will remember her gentle voice. You are going to have some very big experiences coming. You're going to have colleagues you love, colleagues you don't like. You're going to have clients that you can't wait to see, and the clients who you just wish would disappear. Did they cancel? Yes, very good. Okay. Because that's life. And life is never, ever even. And you are challenged to get along with those people, to get along with those clients, to serve them well, and you will do it. I may have had days where I cried on the way to work and I cried on the way home, but I never cried at work because I love my job. I don't care where it was. I have always loved being a speech-language therapist. It was the people around me, like my family, that were making me cry. That was stressful. On our refrigerator for years were 3 words, and they were just, I think my husband typed them up, cut them out. And you have all heard about my husband. 99.5% of the time, I want to stab my eyes out with a fork when I'm around him. It's very difficult. As of 12 o'clock today, I told him he couldn't come. I was so mad at him. But I do want to say, he had this on the refrigerator, and he used it as just general statement: be good, be happy, be good, and be useful. And they have to be in that order, and one thing should not supplement or take away from the other. I could not have done this without my husband. The 0.5% of the time, he is my best friend, my supporter, and just the best husband you can have 0.5% of the time. So I dedicate my journey here to him. Stand up. So one of the things I do is I have stories, and the first story is about how callous I can be. When we lived in Pennsylvania, my husband went to the Bryn Mawr Film Institute on Tuesdays for these bizarro films, and then they discuss them, and it was just so esoteric that I decided I did not need to go. And one day he was sitting in the group, and the woman next to him said, "My husband died, and I woke up this morning and he was next to me, dead." And I asked him, "What did he do?" And he said, "I just reached over and held her hand." And I thought that was perfect. She needed someone to hear her and just needed a little bit of physical touch. When I was finishing my dissertation, not a few days after this, in our house where we had moved to because there was no TV or internet, I worked on the balcony, and our master bedroom was right next to it. And it was like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and this was when I had to be working on it. And I decided to just walk into the bedroom, and I did, and I looked at Ole, and I was certain he was dead. I could not see him breathing at all. And I just looked at him, and my first thought was, I have about 2 more hours of work. Will anybody know I didn't call 911 now? Will my children know? Will anybody know? And then I left the room. And it was like, I just had to get this done. And thank God he did not die, because somebody would have known he was dead. I had left him there, which makes me a bad wife, but a very good PhD student. When you all said I could speak, I asked my family, what should I talk about? My daughter never answers because it does always have to be about Anna, and I'm still afraid of her. My son wrote back that I should make associations between you taking journeys and me taking a new journey into retirement. And he said I should end every sentence with, "And Priscilla will be by the pool drinking a Mai Tai." And I've decided not to do that, to say it. I plan on doing it, but I'm not going to say it, or say it after every sentence. What does it mean to be good at your job? And let's not be philosophical. Good means having qualities that are required for a certain role. You have them. You have them now to be good in your externship. They're there. You've gotten it. I think Ole would have said for his children, "I want you to be morally right." And they are. They're morally right. I didn't have to get either one of them out of jail when they were in school. And that was the agreement. I would either pay for a lawyer or your college. And they were smart enough to go to college. A good SLP, these are from my colleagues. I cannot figure all this out by myself. A good SLP is able to provide an accurate differential diagnosis, carry out an effective treatment plan, and connect with the patient and their family and help them understand their condition and what they need to do to get better. Another colleague indicated a good speech-language therapist is an empathetic person, someone that is creative and thinks outside the box. That's all of you. Another colleague indicated, I think a good SLP is one that understands how to apply their evidence-based knowledge and experience to assess and treat. And Ms. Chase, your clinical director, indicates a good speech-language pathologist meets the client where they are and builds a plan together for what that person wants to become. That is outstanding, and I know you all will do that, and you will become good people. In our lives, bad things happen. At one point, I was married, and that person decided they loved someone more than me. How do you say those words out loud? I mean, that's bizarre. So I thought at that moment, my life was pretty cruddy, and I felt really bad about it. But if that bad thing hadn't happened to me, I would not have met Oli. I would not have had 2 perfect children, and they are perfect in their imperfections. And I would not have gone on a journey of adventure and challenge and learning that my family encouraged me to do. Oli was always behind me, just standing there. He's not responsible for my happiness. I am. I get my happiness from the people I work with, from the people I teach, and the people I know, and our clients. I'm skipping around because I just can't do it. There are some things in my home that I love, and they make me feel good and they make me feel happy. One is the blue sete or chase I ordered during my daughter's wedding because I had COVID and couldn't go, and so I cried for like 8 hours, and Oli said, "You've got to do something with yourself," so I bought furniture, and I love that chase. I love the silver charm bracelet from my mother that has absolutely no value, but I love looking at it because I can remember each time she bought a charm, and silver was what we could afford, and it was a big deal to my mom. I positively love it. I often wear things that make me feel happy and make me feel good. A bracelet from Oli's mother that was made by his father, earrings that my mother gave me, a necklace my husband gave me, a watch from Oli's grandmother. Each thing I wear every day means something to me. And that means I share that with you because I give you a little piece of myself every day in my very bizarre way. But this is who I am. And I am like this because I have the greatest job in the world. And I never, ever, ever don't want to do it. I can be happy in that moment and good. You will be happy in your profession. You will have bumps. I'm sorry. Some of them are going to be awful. Like, why did I take this job? I remember I applied for a job in Alabama, and Oli said, no, our children are not going to grow up in Alabama. However, it was a great job. Sorry, Jamie, but I think we've had this discussion. Jamie still calls me yes, ma'am. Unbelievable. But this is not a diss on Alabama. It's a diss on Alabama, but it's not a diss on Jamie. And my husband said, no, we're not going to have our kids grow up there. So we let them grow up in Philadelphia. That was a much better choice, let me tell you. You will be good at your job by using the knowledge that the wonderful people of our department gave you. And think about each one of them, how they have done this. Dr. Sectum's camps, Dr. Spencer's kind generosity, Ms. Chase's, you can do this, and I will help you. Elby and Kristen, who never miss a beat about anything, and Sasha, who has listened to my loud Polak voice for 4 years. And sometimes I hear her say, that's not true, through the wall. I will hear that. But you will have moments that will allow you to be good, and please use what you know. I was telling my college roommate the other day, one of the joys that's coming for me is that I'm getting the opportunity to serve on the board of trustees of my undergraduate university. Part of that is because of my husband's extreme generosity. The other part is because we have developed friends on the board. And I was talking to my college roommate about being on the board. She's on the board as well. And she said, I was telling her that Oli and I were going to be living together for the first time in 40 years, 24/7. Consulting, traveling, jobs. We have never, ever done that. And her comment was, Priscilla, you and I live together longer than you and Oli have lived together. And I'm still your friend, so it might work out. And so it is a big adventure for me, a big challenge, and I'm quite frightened of it. As I've told my husband many times, don't tell me how to do it. I'm very afraid. I love teaching. I love students. The second story that I have for you is, I know you would ask, you've seen it all, this picture of 3 old women sitting in a car. It's been on my wall for 4 years. It reminds me of the day that when I was in my 30s and looked very different, and different things could happen. And my cousin brought her 57 red and white Chevy to the beach, and so all 4 of us girls, 2 cousins, 2 sets of cousins, drove it around Long Beach Island waving like we were somebody special from this car. And then we went to the beach. And then we noticed Georgia, whose husband redid the car, was digging in the sand by the boardwalk. And she finally came over to us, no one got up and asked her, and said, I've lost the car key, and Billy will kill me. Now, Billy won't kill you. Billy will kill me. Billy will not kill you. We are witnesses. He will not kill you. So we walked down to the car, the 4 of us, and we called a locksmith and we called Billy. And then we all got in the car and with umbrellas and our continual wave, and our 4 little children were running back and forth from the car to the house, bringing us sodas and snacks, and so we were teaching them how to be useful. And they thought it was just fun. We must have sat there for 2 hours in that car with our umbrellas, our noise, being foolish 30-year-old women. Some of us were married, some of us were not. But I remember that day, and I remember how generous Billy was when he did get there, and he did not kill Georgia. And I remember sitting in that car, and now I am that old lady. All of us are those old ladies, but we are there. When I came here, it came in COVID, and I left my family on the East Coast. And one of the things that happened is my mother got very ill, and my husband flew back almost every 3rd week to be with her. My mother thought the sun rose and set on my husband. In fact, she always asked about him and never about me. How are you doing? I'm fine. And, you know, what does Oli say about this? But last year for our anniversary, my husband very often does not give me an anniversary gift or a birthday gift. He likes to say things like, you have so many things, I didn't know what to get you. Now sounds so sweet, doesn't it? That's a cop-out. I could tell you what I want. Give me 5 minutes, I'll bring it up on the web. So for our anniversary and my birthday, which come together, he gave me this beautiful card, and it said, you always think of yourself as a hungry caterpillar. He said, but you have had your butterfly moment here at Rocky Mountain. And I mean that because you gave me grace to teach you, to love you, Jamie, and your yes ma'am, Kaylee, and your wonderful attitude. It was a charm. Sydney having her baby. I could go on and on about each of you because you all mean very beautiful things to me. And I wish when you put on that white coat, you know how special you are to all of us. Okay? Hugs. Very much. We love you.
There goes our butterfly flying away. Thank you, Dr. Danielson. I'm going to quickly introduce a couple of other faculty before I introduce our student speaker. First, I'd like Sasha Herget to stand up. I know she woo-woo. My nickname for Sasha is Radar O'Reilly, and I know nobody gets that anymore, but there used to be a TV show on called MASH. Thank you, Kayla. A TV show called MASH, and it was set during the Korean War, and everybody loved the show. It was pretty popular in the early 80s. And there was an assistant on the show, and it was a mobile army surgical hospital, so that's what MASH stands for. And their assistant, Radar, who was from Ottumwa, Iowa, just knew everything before anybody ever said anything, and that's what Sasha is for us. She gets things done before we even know that we need them done. So thank you, Sasha. And next, Kristen Ibsen, could you just stand, please? Thank you. Kristen is actually our only faculty member that hails from Utah. She grew up not too far from here, and she is everything to us. Kristen is one of our early childhood educators and supervises our little ones, and she's our literacy expert. She, again, I think Dr. Danielson mentioned her kindness and her gentleness is just untoward and unbound. It's crazy. And she nurtures everybody. And the next person is Elby Stonier. Please stand. And Elby is our quick-witted one. There's so many times Elby will say something, and I'm like, oh, I wish I would have thought to say that. She's just so sharp and so smart. And she is starting her doctoral, her PhD journey, so we wish you all the best. She's not leaving, though. She will become the Director of Clinical Education, so our department's in very, very good hands. So that makes our faculty and staff complete. The only person missing is Lauren Murray, who you all will have gotten to know, and she will be orchestrating this next chapter in your lives. So she's the one that's behind the scenes finding an external placement for you. And when you are 2 weeks from starting that external placement and they call and say, oh, guess what? The person that was going to supervise you left. She will pick up the pieces and find the next chapter for you. So that's Lauren. I want to introduce our student speaker, Ellie, or Eleanor. And Ellie, I don't know if I ever told you that, but my great-grandmother's name was Eleanor. So when I first saw your name come across our admissions, I was like, we need to have Eleanor here. Yes, so Eleanor Brownell. Ellie hails from Iowa. She actually went to the same school that I went to as an undergrad, and actually I got all my 3 degrees from that school. So that was kind of fun to see that come. And I remember Ellie came to visit our program in the spring, last spring, a year ago in the spring. And the day she was visiting with her family, they were taking a tour of our building. There was a major tornado going on at Iowa, so I was running around giving her updates. Ellie's classmates talk about her as if she was kind of the light behind a lot of people's days, and I can see why. She's eternally positive. She brings with her an energy that is like no other, and she's just a happy person. So, Ellie, I was not surprised when I found out that you were elected to be the class speaker. So please come on up and we'll hear from you.
Hi, everyone. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty members, and most importantly, my fellow future medical speech-language pathologists. My name is Eleanor Brownell, and I'm a part of the wonderful Cohort 7. Thank you for nominating me and voting me to represent you at this important occasion, our White Coat Ceremony. Today marks a pivotal point in our journey, a representation of our commitment, tenacity, and amazing accomplishments we've made throughout our graduate school journey this far. Today, I can't help but feel a huge sense of pride and camaraderie among us. Over the past year, we've immersed ourselves in the complexities of speech-language pathology and created deep relationships with each other that extend beyond the classroom. From late-night study sessions to endless hours studying anatomy and physiology and planning for our clients, we've grown as colleagues and as an overall dysfunctional family. Each one of us has chosen this path for a reason. It could be that you have an innate desire to help others, or perhaps you truly grasp the vital importance of communication. Or maybe, just maybe, it's because you're a nerd. And for many of us, if not all of you, it's likely a combination of all of these qualities. Looking ahead, we stand at the threshold of our clinical year, a year that promises to challenge, inspire, and ultimately transform us into the compassionate, competent professionals we aspire to be. We will face moments of uncertainty and triumphs that reaffirm our purpose. Through it all, we will rely on the knowledge, skills, and unwavering support of each other and our professors. Let's just hope the third day of our externship isn't as crazy as Dr. Sectum has said it's going to be. Today, let these white coats serve as a tangible reminder of the responsibilities we carry and the trust that has been placed upon us. Let them symbolize our commitment to the highest standards of patient care, integrity, and lifelong learning. To our professors and mentors, thank you for guiding us with wisdom and patience. We know that you've had a lot of patience with this cohort. We have definitely pushed all of your guys' buttons at times, but to be fair, you guys have pushed ours too. But really, we want to thank you for your expertise in shaping us into the clinicians that we are becoming. Dr. Danielson, thank you for helping us learn how to deal with all of the wackadoodle fruitcakes, and also for providing us with all of your other fun and crazy terminology. To our families and friends and loved ones, your unwavering encouragement and sacrifices have helped us through our demanding journey more than you know. Today, we share this achievement with all of you. And to my fellow classmates, let's continue to support each other and push the boundaries of what we can achieve, and never lose sight of the important impact we can make in the lives of those we serve and we will serve in the future. Ms. Chase, I would think we can finally say that on a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being our worst day ever and 10 winning the lottery, I think we are all for the first time feeling like we are at a 10, but don't ask us next week. I can't say the answer will be the same. Congratulations to the class of 2025, and here's to our next chapter of our journey. Thank you.
Okay, we're now ready for the donning of the white coats. And as we proceed, let's just remember the profound impact that speech-language pathologists have on the lives of their patients. Communicating effectively is a fundamental human connection, and our students are poised to become the champions of this essential aspect of life. Sasha is going to come and take the microphone. She will state your name, and I want to make sure I'm giving them the right directions. Okay, they come up. Okay.
Flor Esmeralda Ramirez Aguiano. Kayla Barker. Rocio Martinez Barrera. Frandia Basiles. Fernando Beltran. Melissa Bosman. Eleanor Brownell. Katie Burton. Kayla Carrillo. Jamie Chandler. Alexis Denny. Caitlin Ernest. Gracie Gardner. Sarah Hawker. Lena Herzog. Kaylee Holt. Kristen Knowlton. Mariah Nilsson. Caitlin O'Brien. Yasmin Phillips. Grishma Rakavan. Kimberly Santana. Sydney Schaefer. Anya Walker. Taylor Williams. Let's give one more big round of applause to our 2024 Cohort 7 White Coat recipients.
Thanks. Well, let me get clips. Next, I want to introduce the class president, Katie Burton. Katie, you're also from Iowa, so I'm going to claim Iowa. Katie has been a steadfast leader to this class, calm, even-tempered, smart, and we're so honored to have you and have your leadership. So you can come up and lead the class oath.
I want to add my thanks to the thanks that have already been given today. Everyone here, I'm really grateful for you to be here to support us. If you want to follow along, the oath is in your program on the second page. And Cohort 7, please stand. As I begin my clinical service, I dedicate myself to promote the autonomy of my patients, to serve with beneficence, to act in their best interest, and to assure they will benefit from my care and treatment. I will strive for justice in access to treatment, to preserve the dignity and confidentiality of those I serve, and to communicate with my patients and their loved ones with honesty and truth. As a speech-language pathologist, I promise to work towards advancing science, setting standards, fostering excellence in professional practice, and advocating for those I serve. I vow to practice with integrity, humility, honesty, and compassion, working with other healthcare professionals to provide the best possible care for my patients. Thanks, you can sit down.
Can I ask you all to stand one more time and we give you a round of applause? Congratulations, everybody. Congratulations to you all, class of 2025. This is a pivotal moment for you. May your white coats serve as a reminder of your dedication, your compassion, and the incredible potential you have to change the lives for the better. And this concludes our ceremony. Thank you very much. I think we have cookies and drinks. So you can spend some time mingle among yourselves.